time since 2000 and only the third time in OU history. Sooner fans rushed the field Saturday, celebrating an upset win to close out their home slate. Hello and welcome to the last Sooner Sports Pad of the semester. We're live from Gaylord College at the University of Oklahoma. And we have an OU women's gymnast in our audience tonight. I'm your host, Kaylee Jo Hommel, and I'm joined by Abby Williams and Britton Ross. And we're ready to talk all things Sooner sports.
Yeah, we are.
Brent Venables was very happy Saturday night and celebrated with $94 of Taco Bell. We'll tell you why.
And we'll preview the Sooners' last game of the regular season as they head down to the Bayou to face LSU in Death Valley.
And after that 6th win, stay tuned to see what bowl games we predict the Sooners to play in.
But first, let's roll it on back to Alabama. Look at Peter Herbstreit. He's so cute. Okay, we're going to start in the second. Score is tied 3-3 when Xavier Robinson runs 18 yards into the end zone to give OU the lead. And the student section gets hype. The freshman running back, he does it again in the third, this time for just 1 yard, his third touchdown for the Sooners ever. And you can tell right here, he's very excited. Now OU's up 17-3 and on to the fourth. Alabama's looking to put some more on the board when Jalen Milroe throws the ball, and it's Oklahoma's Kip Lewis who catches it. He takes it all the way for another Kip 6, and the magic continues as the fans rush the field to celebrate with the Sooners. Final score is 24-3 OU, and the Sooners take down then number 7 Alabama. And after that performance, the Sooners are scoring big in other ways on the offense. Fabechi Wiwu was named the SEC Offensive Lineman of the Week, with Xavier Robinson claiming the Freshman of the Week title. The OU defense got some recognition as well. R. Mason Thomas earned Defensive Line SEC honors, and Danny Stutzman was named a Butt Kiss Award finalist. And today, Oklahoma woke up feeling the cheesiest as the National Team of the Week, and Brent Venables was selected as the Dodd Trophy Coach of the Week. But now let's break down OU's offensive and defensive performances. Britton, Abby, what you got?
Well, Kaylee Jo, they called me a madman and a homer last week because I picked OU to win, but I proved that I know more ball than both of you. Check out this clip from last week's Sooner Sports Pad. Hear me out. Nobody thinks that OU has a shot to win this game, which is the exact type of game OU somehow usually finds a way to win. So I think the Sooners are just going to be able to sneak out a win Saturday night under the lights. The thing is they didn't even need to sneak out the win because the Sooners dominated the Crimson Tide. Sooner Sports Pad reporter Jack Horan breaks down the Sooner offense.
Oklahoma dominated Alabama on Saturday night 24-3, and freshman running back Xavier Robinson had over 100 yards and averaged almost 6 yards per carry and had 2 touchdowns. Head coach Brent Venables has been seeing improvement with the offense this season.
This is a team that has continually showed up, week in and week out. They've punched first, they've punched back, and this was the first time in one of these types of games that we punched last.
Yeah, it's huge. This is a I'll say this will be a signature win in my career, my playing career, and you don't have many like this. I don't know if I ever had the field rushed again when I play, but it's special. Especially on senior night with all the seniors and all the dudes that I look up to. Danny, Billy, Ethan, Woody, all those guys. Going out and playing for them, I think really motivated us tonight.
Every time he gets hit, it seems like he's falling forward for 3 or 4. Man, that you have no idea what that does for an offense, an offensive line, a quarterback, and just the momentum of everything we're doing. And obviously helps the defense get some rest over there on the sideline when we can sustain drives and have a big back like that.
The Sooners wrap up their regular season with a road matchup against LSU on Saturday. Reporting from Owen Field, Jack Horan, Sooner Sports Pad.
OU is no stranger to big-time wins on Owen Field. Just look at this list. The last time that the Sooners rushed the field was all the way back in 2000. I was only a year old when the number 2 Sooners beat the number 1 Nebraska Cornhuskers 31-14. But the last time an unranked OU squad beat an AP top 10 team at home was all the way back in 1990, which also came in blowout fashion against the Cornhuskers 45-10.
Well, Britton, all I really took away from that was that you're old. And they couldn't have done it without the OU defense. They allowed just a field goal for Alabama. I was at the game Saturday, too, and spoke with some of the guys who led the Sooner defense to that dominant performance. Yeah, Abby! Senior night for the Sooners, and the leaders of the OU defense couldn't have asked for a better ending. They held number 7 Alabama to just 3 points on the night. The theme of the game was turnovers, 3 of them to be exact. And the OU defense knows the importance of pressuring their opponents.
I had to get back to the standard of turnovers, just the defense just in general. You know, we've been lacking these past couple weeks, and so our bigger statement was to get that ball back.
They probably played their best game all year, man. I didn't feel like many plays were coming to me because they already stuffed it. I think I had like 4 tackles. You know, that doesn't happen much, and that just shows you how freaking dominant they were, man. Every single play, they were doing their job. You know, they were hungry, man. I'm so proud of them. And the other guys like Kip, you know, how about that? Kip 6 again. You know, comes up big with a huge play. Just proud of him.
And with those turnovers, veteran players like R. Mason Thomas were happy to see freshman Eli Bowen get his first career interception.
And I was like, man, you caught that with one hand? Man, it's like, I don't know. Like, that's the type of player that's going to be a household name. Very recent. Maybe not right now, probably very, maybe as we speak right now, but it was just so fun to watch him.
With the win over Alabama, the Sooners become bowl eligible and look to carry that momentum down to Baton Rouge Saturday when they take on LSU. Reporting from Owen Field, Abby Williams, Sooner Sports Pad.
Yes, she is.
And for a team that struggled in their first year in the SEC, the Sooners needed this win for more than just a confidence boost. Let's look at the stats here to hold a team who's put up at least 6 points in every game for the past 20 years to just 3. There's no denying that's more than the Tide just having a bad year. But now before this game, Milroe had 6 interceptions on the season. Now he's up to 9, including that pick 6.
Now for their last game of the regular season, the Sooners head into the Tigers' den. Now don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're talking taming the Bayou Bengals. Before the season started, LSU was ranked 13th in the AP poll. The now unranked Tigers aren't looking too hot as of late. With 3 losses in a row against Texas A&M, Alabama, and Florida, they snapped the streak last Saturday with a 24-17 win over Vanderbilt. But OU also got another SEC win under their belt, and head coach Brent Venables believes this win says a lot for the Sooners.
It shows, again, what we're capable of, but just the toughness that it takes. It's tough to keep coming back. It ain't easy. You don't have a lot of other options. You get your butt off the mat. That's what the game teaches you. That's one of the most amazing things about this amazing game from a life lesson standpoint, just how to get off the dang mat. You know, you get your butt knocked down 20 times, you get up 21. You get knocked down 20, you get up 23.
The last time Oklahoma beat LSU was back in the 1950 Sugar Bowl. So, Britton, what does the Sooner defense need to do to get another win almost 75 years later?
Well, LSU is 61st in the nation with just over 28 points per game, but OU is 23rd in scoring defense, allowing 20 points per game. The Sooners finally got back into the positive in turnover margin against the Tide, and LSU's margin is -2. So the Sooners will have more chance for turnovers against the Tigers, and Danny Stutzman reflected on the impact of the young guys on the Sooner squad.
In front of the team, I said you can either create a legacy or you can cement it. You know, for those young guys, they create their legacy, man. Those plays will go down in history. You know, Eli had the challenge of, we told him anywhere 2 goes, we need him on him, and he stepped up and he dominated. You know, he played some of his best football, and then Xavier, obviously, you know, he had the option to redshirt, and he decided he's taking it through with this team 130, and I'm so happy he did, man. He knew he was going to get his opportunity, he was going to get a shot, and he definitely took advantage of it.
And statistically, OU does have the worst offense in the SEC when it comes to yards per game. But the Tiger defense isn't anything to brag about either. If the Sooners keep up the run game, they have a real shot. They put up 257 rushing yards on Bama, and the Tigers' run defense is even worse than theirs, 3rd worst in the SEC, that is. This week, OU's offense is sticking to what works.
You know, I think the key is just, you know, focusing on the basic stuff, you know, ignoring the crowd and focusing on LSU. You know, LSU has a great team, you know, great defense. You know, we have to be, you know, at the top of our game, you know, to be able to win this game, just like every other game, you know. So, you know, it's really just ignoring the outside noise and focusing on the task at hand.
It's really starting to seem like Brian Kelly doesn't belong in the Bayou. If the Tigers lose, which they will, it'll be the first time LSU would lose 5 games with him as the head coach.
All right, guys, look, OU had one good game. The chance they replicate that performance again is Slim to none. Sorry, Kaylee Joe, but I say the Tigers are taking this one.
Well, Abby, you were wrong last week and you're wrong again. If OU plays the way they did against Bama, they can beat anyone in the country. The Sooners are going to help the Tigers pack Brian Kelly's bags.
Now, I'm really flippin' excited for when we come back because we have an exclusive interview with OU women's gymnastics. Don't go anywhere. We're flipping forward in the show now and saying hello to Caitlin Smith from OU Women's Gymnastics. Caitlin is a redshirt sophomore from Houston, Texas, and she competes all around. She was the all-around and beam champion at 2021 regionals. Oh, and in her free time, she runs a camera for Sooner Sports Pad. Abby, Britton, take it away.
Well, first off, thank you so much for taking a break from your camera duties to be with us for the interview tonight. So our first question, what was it about KJ's program that made you want to come to OU?
Probably just the atmosphere here. We have a really great group of girls on this team, and it was just something I wanted to be a part of forever. This was one of my dreams growing up. My dad actually went to OU, so I grew up a Sooner, so Sooner born, Sooner bred.
Yeah, and you were telling us earlier how you literally run in after practice just to come work this camera for Sooner Sports Pad. So what's kind of your aspirations, your goals after college in the TV world?
Well, signing up for a sports pad, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, but I've honestly had the best time. It's been so much fun, but I actually want to be a travel journalist after I graduate here. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, talk a little about where you want to travel to.
So funny enough, I have a house in Kenya, Africa, so I would probably love to travel around Africa some more. It's a really magical place, and I've been going since I was little, so yeah.
Now going back to gymnastics, there's a massive stone on your finger. Can you tell us what that is?
This is actually 2023 Big 12s. We were in West Virginia when we won. I do have a national championship ring, but it's in the shop at the moment because something fell out of it, but that's okay. So yeah.
Do you wear those with every outfit, or I would show them off all the
no,
time.
they're not a normal staple on my outfits, but we do wear them to games and try to do them as much as possible because we did earn those.
Yeah, so, taking it back to the mat. What's your favorite event to compete in and why?
Mine would be bars. I love swinging around. I don't really have a reason why I love it, but it's always been a favorite. And yeah, I always love that.
Did you have any gymnasts that you looked up to while you were growing up or during your time here?
So growing up probably was Nastia Lukin. I just always loved watching her do gymnastics, and I mean watching her at the 2008 Olympics. It was so cool to watch her, but being a Sooner here, Maggie Nichols was someone that I always looked up to, and I was like, yeah, someday I want to be in her position as a Sooner. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the SEC is known for being such a competitive conference for gymnastics. So what are your thoughts and your teammates' thoughts going into the SEC?
We're really excited. Like everything means more in the SEC. It's their slogan. So yeah, we're extremely excited. It's not too different from what we're used to. We have been competing against SEC teams for a while, but everything's just going to be heightened, and it's going to be so much fun. So we're really excited.
Well, thank you so much for taking a break from being behind the camera to joining us in front of the camera, and good luck on your season.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Caitlin. OU Women's Gymnastics opens its season January 4th in Nashville for the Music City Collegiate Championship. The Sooners will face Auburn, BYU, and Nebraska. Now, when we come back, things are heating up on 2 different courts. We're talking spikes, hits, and buckets when we come back. I'm now with our audience, and we've given our game predictions, but what do y'all think will happen during prime time in Death Valley?
It saddens me to say it, Just kidding. The Sooners are taking down the Cats. Meow! Death Valley! We're going! We're taking them down, baby! Boomer!
Alrighty, what about back here?
Well, Kaylee Joe, Mama says that LSU's going to take this one in the Bayou.
Alrighty, well, football season is coming to a close, but don't worry, we have some other Sooner sports to talk about. And Britton, how did OU volleyball do last time out?
Well, Kaylee Jo, OU volleyball took the court for their senior night against the Auburn Tigers on Sunday, and the Sooners got out in front early, winning sets 1 and 2 by a combined score of 50-38. The Tigers took set 3, but OU rallied back to take the 4th set and the match. And it was the 5th-year senior Kelsey Carrington with a game-winning kill right here, and head coach Aaron Mansfield is excited about the future of his program.
I mean, we love our current players so much, and I think the future is really bright here. You know, we were able to add 3 really highly skilled players, but also players that wanted to come here and be great, and that's ultimately what we want. And so we feel like we're gaining some good momentum.
And OU men's basketball is off to a hot start, and with many fresh faces on the team, well, it's no surprise the new guys are showing out. The leader of the newcomers, Jeremiah Fears. Get used to hearing that name. He put up a team-high 20 points and 3 steals against East Texas A&M. There he goes again to the bucket, but who's right there behind him in scoring? It's High Point transfer Duke Miles putting up 19. But it's a team effort, and Miles says there's still room to improve.
After the first 3 games, we really went back to the film room a lot. You know, we really studied and tried to get better each and every day. We focus on right now just, attacking, being more, play after the play, after the initial play don't work, just getting out in transition and running and, defending. And we know that's going to take a long way to us, being through the non-conference and conference schedule.
Now, when we come back, it's time for the ultimate face-off. Abby and Britton will debate everything Sooner sports, and our audience will choose a final winner. It's time for the best part of the show, face-off. Our 2 anchors will literally face off, debating all things Sooner sports. And it's our final of the semester, and Abby and Britton are currently tied. And when talking MVPs, there's an obvious answer when a Herb Street Golden Retriever's on the field. Just wait for him right here. He is so cute. I had the honor of meeting him his first time in Norman. Now, Britton, I'd like to see you try to top this with an offensive MVP.
Well, I'm going to go with the leader of the offense, the quarterback, Jackson Arnold. He had the Sooners in total control all night long, and he got it done with his legs, leading the Sooners in rushing with 131 yards on over 5 yards a carry, and he only needed 68 passing yards to bring down Big Bad Bama.
Well, I want the guy who really got it done with his legs. That's true freshman running back Xavier Robinson. Listen to this, 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. He ran for 40 yards on his first carry, which makes it his longest rush of the season. Oh, and did I mention he's a freshman?
On the other side of the ball, the OU defense held the Crimson Tide to a field goal and forced 3 turnovers. But Abby, who was a standout on that defense?
Kaylee Jo, he's not just a standout among the OU defense, but a standout among linebackers nationally. Senior Danny Stutzman was named a Butkus Award finalist, one of just 5 players around the NCAA competing for the title of the nation's best linebacker. Now he's 9th on OU's all-time career tackle list with 367.
Well, it's not often that the defense gets to score, so I'm taking the only person on the defense to score twice this year, Kip Lewis. He saved the day against Auburn with a 63-yard pick six, and on Saturday he gave Bama the dagger after picking off Jalen Milroe for a 49-yard interception returned for a touchdown.
Now my eyes are on what bowl game these Sooners will play in, because OU football is now bowl eligible with their 6th win against Bama. So Britton, what bowl do you think they're going to make?
Well, I think after beating Bama, they're going to head back to Alabama. 24/7 Sports predicts that Oklahoma would play in the South Florida Bulls in the Birmingham Bowl. This would only be the 2nd matchup ever between the Sooners and USF. The last time was back in 2002 when OU beat the Bulls 31-14 here in Norman.
Well, now that the bowl streak continues for the Sooners, I think they're headed back to Louisiana for the Independence Bowl in Shreveport. ESPN predicts the Sooners playing former Big 12 opponent West Virginia in the Independence Bowl. Against the Mountaineers, Oklahoma leads the series 12-3.
Well, the current Sooners went off against Bama, but what about the former Sooners going off in the pros? Oh, Abby, who's continuing to live up to the OU standard?
Oh, this is just too easy. Bucks quarterback and Sooner favorite Baker Mayfield is getting things done. Over 300 total yards and a rushing touchdown. There's no other option. And he just got Mike Evans back, so these numbers should only get better. And my MVP actually put the work in instead of dumping the ball off to his running back all game.
I'm sorry, Abby, but my Sooner Pro actually has his team above 500. Jalen Hurts has the Eagles flying high after a 37-20 beatdown of the Rams in primetime on Sunday Night Football. And they're on their way to winning the NFC East, and they have a shot at the #1 seed in the NFC.
Now, whoever wins tonight gets the coveted golden hat. So if you think it was Britton, make some noise. Okay, pretty good. But if you think it was Abby, let me hear you. Okay, Abby, you're definitely our face-off champion for the semester, and our golden hat is being presented by our Sooner Sports Pad director, Nate Bacon. Congratulations, Abby.
Well, thank you, Kaylee Joe, but I could have never done it without you, and I believe that the golden hat should go to you since you're graduating.
Thanks for watching Sooner Sports Pad. Have a great night.
Good night.